Hi everybody,
Hi guys,
I'm Eric Sava.
I'm Jill Morash, and we're back with your next exercise video at home to keep you active and healthy.
Alright Jill, what do we have today?
Well, today I have super senior seated leg strengthening TheraBand or mini band workout for you. Alright, so as the title says, we're going to be working our legs and we're going to get to sit down for almost all of the exercises.
Perfect.
Sounds good to you today, eh?
Yeah.
We get to sit, but that doesn't mean we're not going to work. Eric's going to modify it with a couple of things, and I'm going to show some things over here. So if you've got a nice squishy ball like this one, this is nice and soft, or if you've got a dodgeball, you can use one of these, or I just grabbed a cushion from our patio, so something nice and squishy, not too big. You can use that today for one of the exercises.
For us in your head.
No sleeping in the videos.
Oh, it's not.
No. And I have this nice matching set here. I've got a nice mini band. So like a TheraBand, it's made out of rubber, nice and stretchy. This is about a medium resistance. You can get these in light, medium, and heavy. I think maybe even extra heavy. If you don't have one of these, but you've got a TheraBand from doing one of our other videos, you can use one of those. So Eric's going to show some modifications with those, and I'll show some over here.
All right.
And you just need a nice sturdy chair. You want to make sure your chair is not going to tip over while you're doing any of your exercises. So it would be a great idea. You can have it against a wall, just for video purposes. We're out in the open, but we'll make sure we don't fall, right?
Try not to.
Okay, we'll try not to. All right, so with anything, we want to make sure we warm you up a little bit first. So we'll move our things out of the way. Get a little bit of music on. Number one, I want you to sit towards the edge of your chair, not quite on the edge, obviously, but so that you're sitting up tall, no slouching back in that chair. Belly button squeezing, right towards your spine, and your chest is up. Take a nice deep breath. And then exhale. Let's bring those arms up this time. Inhale up, and exhale down. And another time, inhale up, and exhale down. And give me those shoulder rolls. One at a time. This is mainly going to be for legs, but it's nice to get that upper body ready to go too. We're going to use our arms holding the band for a lot of things, so they have to be ready to go. Good, and now we're going to go forward. Good. Just two more. And last one. Good stuff. Now we're going to start with a little march. So belly button squeezing, sitting tall here. Little lift, and a lift. Lift and lift. And if they don't get up too high, that's okay. Everybody's at different levels in their fitness journeys. Maybe it's your very first time trying an exercise video at home. Good for you. Maybe you're an old pro at these. So what I'm going to show today, we're going to be doing about 10 repetitions for most of the exercises. If 10 is too hard, go for 5 or 6 or 8. Work your way up to more. You can do a couple of sets of the whole video if you like. I'm going to take you through one set of 10 repetitions for each exercise today. That's a nice beginner set. Good. Abs are still on. So when I say abs on, that means abdominal muscles or belly muscles squeezing in. Turn them on. Nice good posture. 2 more. Last set. Good. Now we're going to do a tap to the side and center. Toe tap to the side and center. Out and in. Out and in. Nice and light. If you need to hold that chair, no worries. Help with that balance. You want to stay tall. No slouching. So these on their own could be an exercise, right? But it's also a nice little warm-up. Get the legs and the hips, everything moving. Turn it on the core. Good. One more each. And last one. Now we're going to tap that forward. Tap it forward and back, then the other leg. Forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. Just tap those toes, balls of the foot. Keeping your abs squeezing, chest is up tall. We're going to do one more each leg. And last one, good. Now we're going to go forward like a V, and then back, and back, and then the opposite side. Out, out, and in. So I'm doing right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg. You can go any pattern you like. Just try and get them out, out, and then in. So that's a nice V shape. Good. Still sitting tall. No slouching. Some of you are like, how did she know? Eric and I've worked with lots and lots of clients doing most of these exercises, right? And we know what happens. Focusing so much on your legs, you kind of forget about the belly button and you're like leaning back in the chair before you know it. Stand tall. One more each side. Out, out, in, out, out, in. All right, little break. How's it going so far? All right, waking up those hip flexors right in here. Little breather. We're going to do similar. Now, in a second, we're going to go out, out, and then both of them are going to drag in. So as you drag in, you're going to engage the muscles along the back of the legs. Those are your hamstrings, and you're going to squeeze even into the glutes. So those are your bum muscles. Okay, so sitting tall. Out, out, drag and back. See if you can switch each time. Out, out, drag and back. I'm going right, left, drag, left, right, and drag. And you guys are opposite to us, right? So you'll be left, right, and drag. Out, out. Squeeze in. You're probably even going to feel this belly button, all the muscles in your belly button squeezing as you pull. And if it's too hard at the same time, you can go up one drag, then drag, out, out, drag, and drag. But if you can do two, do two. We're going to do one more each side. Out, out, drag, out, out, and drag. Excellent. Give those legs a little rub. Maybe you're feeling it in here. All of this is working. Give it a little wiggle side to side. Back can get a little bit tight. All right, next up, we're going to work the front of the shin and the back of the leg, so those calf muscles. We're going to lift the toes up first, and then we're going to lift the heels. So when you lift the toes up, you're working the anterior tibialis, all the muscles in the shin. And then when you squeeze and lift the heels up, you're working the muscles in the calf. So up and up. Toes and heels, toes and heels. All the while still sitting tall. We're engaging that core, all the muscles all in here, front and back. Making sure you're doing those toe raises is really important. It's going to help with foot drop, right? When you're walking, you don't want to have that toe kind of drop down and trip over that. Tripping hazards, not good. So keep the muscle strong there. Make sure you're doing both of these, either sitting or standing. A few times a day is great. All right, we're going to do one more each. Toes and heels. Good. Little break. Next up, we're still going to be working the front of the shin. We're going to do windshield wiper toes. So we're going to pretend we're windshield wipers. Both toes go out, and then we tap in the center, and then we tap towards each other. Lift, tap in the middle. Lift out, lift in, and middle. Out, center, in, center. Out, center, in, and center. And then when you got some good music on, you could do this, anytime, sitting watching TV, doing some reading at your computer. Still sitting tall, no slouching. Feel those legs yet? Feel any muscles working in your shin?
They're warming up.
Warming up. Good, good. I can feel my shins. All right, 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the center. Give them a little rub if you need to. They're awake now, eh?
Over.
Yeah. All right, so now I want to make sure you're not too far out in your chair. You can slide back a little bit more now. So your couple inches away from the edge of your chair. Sitting tall, what we're going to do is do a leg extension out with the toe pointed, and then you're going to flex that foot, and then you're going to lower it down, and then put that foot flat and drag it in. I'm going to bring my chair back just a little bit more so you guys can see me better, and go on an angle. You'll see better this way. So still sitting tall. Kick that leg out, toe pointed, flex that foot back, drop it down flat, and drag it in. And as you're dragging, you're going to be working the muscles in the back of the leg, so the hamstrings, even up into the bum muscles, the glutes. So we're going to do one side, and then we're going to do the other, and then one and the other. And this is where we're going to start counting reps. So we're going to do 10 for each leg.
Good.
Sitting tall, belly button squeezing, 3, 2, 1, kick it out, flex it back, lower it down, and then drag it back. Then you're going to lift the other one up, kick it out, flex the foot, lower it down, and drag. Other leg up, kick, flex, lower, flat, and drag. Lift, kick, flex, lower, foot flat, drag it back. Lift, kick, flex, lower, foot flat, drag. Lift, kick, flex, lower, flat, and drag. Lift, kick, flex, lower, foot flat, drag it back. Lift, kick, flex, lower, foot flat, and drag. Good. Anybody feeling it yet? Should be. Flex, lower, foot flat, drag it back. The harder you're pushing down, the more you're going to get out of it with those hamstrings. If you want to add a hand over that, you can. Flex, lower, flat, and drag. We have 3 more each leg, I think. Are you helping me count out?
I think this is number 7.
This is 7. Kick. Oh, I was right. I think.
7. This is
This
number
is
8.
8. Good. Okay. Flex, lower, flat, and drag. Up, kick, flex, lower, flat, and drag. This is 9. Abs are still squeezing, sitting tall. Kick, flex, lower, flat, and back. Last one, each leg. Lift, kick, flex, lower, put it flat, and drag. Last one, left leg. Flex, lower, flat, and drag. Whew, good job.
All right.
Hopefully you felt the front of the legs working. Those are your quads as you're extending the legs. Then you get that flexion back, so you're working that shin again. You're lowering down. All of these muscles are working. And then as you're dragging back, those hamstrings right into the glutes are working. So those legs should be awake by now. All right, next up we're going to do some movements of the hip. So because we're going to stay seated, it's nice to be able to have something to push against. Some of you who use machines at the gym, you might have used the hip abduction or hip adduction machines. So we're going to simulate that, but without the gym because we're at home. I'm going to use this nice squishy ball I showed you. Eric's going to use a cushion. We're going to be squeezing our legs together. So that's that adduction, right? 1 + 1 is 2. You're adding. That's how I remember that term. Again, you're going to sit tall. You're going to put your cushion between your knees. You can even use like a rolled up towel, something like that. Anything that you can push against where you're not going to hurt your knees.
Don't use a cat.
Don't use the cat.
Don't use
She
the
will
cat.
squeak.
All right.
Yeah, we don't want that. All right, so sitting tall again. We're not slouching back in the chair, definitely. We want to engage the abdominal muscles as well. So find that little sweet spot. Sitting tall, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze together, and then relax. Squeeze together, and relax. Squeeze as you're squeezing. Squeeze your bum as well. Relax. This is 4. And relax. You might need to keep your hand on the ball so it doesn't slip off. 5. And relax. Squeeze hard. 6. And relax. 7. Still the muscles on the inside of the leg working. 8. And relax. 2 more. 9. And relax. This last one we're going to hold. Squeeze and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. So all the muscles on the inside of the leg, we're working. Hopefully on fire a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Get rid of the ball. Now you're going to need your band. So we have two options. If you are a little bit more mobile and you can get your mini band over your legs, or you've got somebody who can help you, that's awesome. Otherwise, it's easier sometimes to use that longer TheraBand, and you can just kind of flip it under your legs like Eric is here, and then hold it. You can tie it if you want, or just hold it tight with a hand. Right, so again, you're sitting tall, feet are about hip width apart, and now we're going to do hip abduction. So you think about being abducted, you're kidnapped, you're taken away, so we're abducting, we're moving those legs out. So I'm going to show you two options. You can either just come out and in. I think Eric is going to do that way. Yep. So you can either move your whole legs, right, or just out and in, or lift that whole leg, one comes out and then in, one comes out and in. Right, this band isn't too heavy, so that's okay for me. All right, so belly button squeeze in, we're gonna go for 10. 3, 2, 1, out and in, out and in. Feel the muscles on the outside of the hip working. Good. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10, take a little break. And this one I find we can do a couple sets of this. So just a little breather first. If you found it was too easy, you might want to do the lift and out, lift and out. If it was too hard, maybe just sit through this and watch this one. You probably can do this one. It's really good to strengthen the outside, the muscles on the outside of the hip. That's going to really help you with your balance while you're walking. All right, ready again?
Ready. 3,
2, 1, and push wide. Slowly back. Push wide. Make sure it doesn't snap back, right? You gotta resist. 3, back slow. 4, you're getting work on that coming back as well. 5, and 6, still sitting tall, belly button squeezing. 7, 8, 9, and one more. 10. Good. All right. Give that a little relax. Next one we're going to do is a leg press. So those of you who've been to the gym before and you've seen some of the machines or used some of the machines where you get to sit in a little seat and there's a nice platform and you put your feet on there and you push. You can do it with 2 legs or you can do it with 1. We're going to show you a way you can do it with a band instead. So with the mini band, you're going to use the band under one foot and then hold it up this way, and you're going to be pushing out.
Do you want
so
me to use the
here.
pillow?
So you can, so
Yeah.
Eric, look, can you show really quick with the mini band first, or the band?
Yeah.
TheraBand. So if you want to do it this way, you can.
Placing it under.
Yeah. And then pushing
And
out.
pushing out.
You got it. I'm going to show another option though, because I know I have some clients, so it's difficult to lift the whole leg up and push at the same time. It's just too much for hip flexors and lower abs. So an awesome option is to use that same cushion. He's going to put his foot on it and then push down hard. And as he's pushing, he's going to push with his heel, and he's going to feel that right up into his glutes, but all his quads are working, even right into the lower abs.
Try not to tip yourself over.
Very good point.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
And that's why if you're up against a wall, that would be good. You don't want to push so hard, you go flying backwards. Don't say Jill and Eric told me to do this. Right?
okay.
We don't want to get in trouble. Disclaimer alert here. All right, so I'm going to use the mini band. Remember, you have the option. You can use the TheraBand wrapped around. You can do as much resistance as you want. Sitting tall. We're going to go for 10. 3, 2, 1, and push. 1, 2, 3. Show you this way. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. Big push, 10, and back slow. And if you got the mini band, you can put the other foot in and then take the other one out. Eric's just going to adjust his cushion. All right, make sure you got your hands gripped okay. All right, ready to go? 3, 2, 1, and push. 1, 2, leg press. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. 10, and 9. All right, so if you've the mini band, you're gonna leave it on one foot and then just switch that band over top of the other knee. And we're gonna do a resisted knee raise. And Eric's gonna use either just his hand or put the pillow on top, because sometimes it's easier to push this height rather than down here. We're gonna try that resistance. So if lifting your legs on their own is tough enough, you're just gonna do it that way. If you would like a little bit more resistance, all right, you're gonna put that band over your knee. The other foot is holding it down. Again, you're gonna sit tall and you're gonna lift up against it. Okay, all right?
Right.
3, 2, 1, and lift. 1, and don't let it slam down, right? Lift down slowly. 3, 4, sitting tall still. 5, 6, 7, 8, just 2 more, feel it in here, right? 9, and 10, good. Definitely works all the hip flexor muscles right into the lower abdominal muscle. All right, you're gonna take it off the knee and then put your other foot in the loop. Take that one out and then slip the top of the band over your second knee. It's easier with the cushion, you literally just transfer. All right, sitting tall, ready for 10, 3, 2, 1, lift, and down slow. 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. And then down. Awesome. Good job. All right, so the next one we're going to do is glute squeezes. So we can just keep the band off to the side. This is going to help prepare you for doing a full sit to stand, which we're going to do after. But first of all, I want you to do that preparation. So your weight is in your heels. Your feet are about hip width apart. I'll show you from the side. You're just going to squeeze your bum and pretend like you're going to come up. Squeeze and push. So it's like a little pulse. So Eric calls them pulses. I call them glute squeezes. So let's call them glute squeeze pulse. That work? All right. So still sitting tall. Belly button squeezing. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze and down. Squeeze and down. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the more weight you're putting in your heels, the more you're going to activate the glutes, the bum muscles. All right, now that everything's all prepped for standing, you could either do it without a band at all. You're going to come up into that full stand and push your hips forward. Or if that's pretty easy for you, which is awesome, then you're going to try with the band. So it's going to come under your feet, holding up the side, and as you come up, that's resistance. So it's kind of like a deadlift. If you're holding dumbbells at your side and you're doing a squat and lift, that's the same idea. So we're going to do it from sitting. So if you have it with the band, it's probably a little bit easier to get it under your feet. The whole air band. All right, so the lower you hold, the more resistance you're going to give yourself as you stand up, the higher, a little bit easier. And I don't want to break my band, so I'm not going to go too low. All right, so still sitting tall, chest is up. 3, 2, 1, coming up. And I want you to push the hips forward a little bit. You get a little bit of that extension, so squeeze the bum. And then down super slow. Inhale down, exhale up, squeeze the bum. There's 2. Good. And then up. 3, weights in the heels, squeeze that bum. 4. The chest stays tall, flat back. 5, 6, 7, squeeze the bum on the way up. 8, pushing the hips forward. 9, one more. And 10. Oh, good. Feels good to stand up tall and straighten everything out. Excellent. All right, so this last one that we're going to do is going to work similar to the machines at a gym called a leg extension, where you're extending the leg out. We don't have one of those at home. Most of us don't have those in our homes, but we can emulate that using our band. So Eric's going to show you how he can do it this way with the long band, so the TheraBand. So he's gonna wrap it around his foot.
Alright, just put it under your heel, not at the front of your leg. You can bring it up and just fix your hands right at your hip.
So he's giving some resistance that way.
So you're doing an extension. It's a little bit easier than tying the band at the back of your chair, but you're still getting resistance in your quadriceps. So you're just hinging at the knees.
So you want to sit back in your chair enough so that the back of that upper leg is supported. But if you're way out here, it's pretty hard to do a resistance out in space, so you want to give a little bit of support to the leg. I'm going to show you an option. The other option you can do actually with the long band is tie it and then tuck it around the back of the leg of the chair and then push out. I'm going to show you what we can do with a mini band. You can put it around the front. If you can do that yourself, or see if somebody can help you, then you tuck the foot in and you want to keep it low down on there. And this is where you do have to sit a little bit more forward for it. Then you're going to push out and back. So resisting out and back. So again, you're sitting tall. Good. So we'll count that as 2 already. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the quadriceps work.
Yeah.
9. One more. 10.
Good.
Great. Good. Switch that up. You're gonna move it to the other leg in the chair.
Remember, if you have a band, put it at your heels.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've got the long one like Eric. You want to keep it fairly low. Using the mini band. It just doesn't reach the whole back, so we got to modify by keeping it on the front. So then we need to sit it a little bit more out. All right, sitting tall, same idea. Foot flex, 3, 2, 1. Kick it out and back. Kick it out and back. All muscle working right through here, strengthening all the muscles, ligaments, tendons around the knee. 4, 5, 6, and if you need to hold the side of the chair, you go for it. 7, give you a little bit more support. 8, back nice and slow. 9, one more. 10, and back. Hopefully you felt all the muscles work through here, the top of the leg and all around the knee. Good, good. All right, that is the bulk of all of the exercises. That was 10 repetitions for each one of those. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if 10 was too hard, do a few less, obviously. If 10 was pretty easy, try a few more. Or go through this whole round once, and then do the whole round again. Maybe you can do it 30 times. Then you'll get like 30 reps in, which would be pretty awesome. All right, sound good? All right, so let's do a little bit of a stretch and a cool down. Sitting tall, we're gonna put one foot out. Leg is nice and straight, and bring that toe up. I'm gonna come to the side. You're gonna put one hand on your opposite thigh on the bent leg. The other arm's gonna go up. Big inhale, and then you're gonna exhale forward. Try not to hit your buddy. So I want you to keep a nice flat back. Do another inhale, and then exhale a little further. You should feel a lovely stretch in the back of the leg, into all the hamstrings. And while that toe is up, you're going to feel it all the way down into the calf muscles as well. So 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and around the back. Up. Bring that one into a bent position. Keep that hand on this thigh. Extend the other one out. Heel down, toe up. Hand up, big inhale, and then hinge at the hips. Exhale forward, flat back. Trying to keep the leg as straight as you can. Nice big breaths here. Every exhale, you get a little bit further. And if you are only here, that is totally fine. There's a lot of people who've got very tight hamstrings. Eric's pretty flexible, I'm pretty flexible. So we can get a little bit further than a lot of people. About 5 more seconds, one more big breath.
I'm flexible this way. I can never do the splits though.
I can sort of still do the split. Not bad. Not on purpose, eh?
Not on purpose.
Roll back up top.
Call for help if you ever see me in that position. Okay.
It's not on purpose.
Okay.
All right, sitting tall. We're going to inhale up. And then exhale down. I want you to bring those elbows back as wide as you can. Open the chest. And down. Relax the back. Cross them over. And then inhale up. Same thing. Bring those elbows back. Bring them down. And look. See if you can bring the hands together in behind your back. Clasp them together. Push down and open the chest. If you can't bring them together, see if you can reach the chair. And if that doesn't work, just bring them as wide as you can. The whole idea is that you're opening up the chest to get that stretch. A few big breaths here. You can feel the ribs expanding, the lungs expanding. Too much of our time we're spent forward, hunched, especially as we're aging. So it's really important we are trying these kind of stretches a few times every day. Good, and release. Now we're going to do a little torso turn. So I want you to sit up nice and tall. Inhale. You place one hand on the opposite side of your leg. See if you can grasp the chair at the back. And then exhale and turn and look to the side or behind you. Nice big breaths here. Feel a nice stretch through the lower back. Alright, and inhale, center. Place the opposite hand against the opposite leg. And exhale, turn. Still tall. Don't let the back to collapse. And coming back to the center. Now if you can, I want you to lift one knee up and give that a big hug in. You can round up the back a little bit. It's a nice stretch for the low back. It's stretching all the muscles around the knee, even into the lower glutes, the bum muscles a little bit. Hug it in. While you're up here, ankle circles. Lift the calves and the shins quite a bit. Good, and the other way. And one more little hug. And lower that down carefully. If it's hard to lift it up, you can even use your band to help tuck underneath. Lift it up for you. Hug that one in tight. Get that stretch in. And now ankle circles. Find as we're aging, it's difficult for a lot of seniors to do these kind of full circles. So practice days. Times a week or every day, and go the other way. Ankle mobility is really important for fall prevention. So you want to keep everything all flexible. Ankles, knees, hips, everything as we go. Okay, lower that down. Great. Let's sit nice and tall right here. Bring one arm out. Inhale here. And then exhale as you bring it across. Arms worked a little bit, helping hold the band. And it's always just nice to stretch. And release that one down. And bring the other one out. Inhale here. And exhale. Hug it underneath. Bring it across. Nice stretch to the outside of the shoulder. Good. And release. And now right here, I want you can't see my toes. I want you to try to do little toe wiggles. Move the toes around in your shoes. Big toe, baby toe, all the middle toes. The legs are awake. Let's wake up the toes a little bit more. They just did a lot of work. Okay, good. All right, one more big breath. Just bring the hands out wide. And then exhale and give yourself a nice big hug. Stretch through the shoulder blades. And a pat on the back. High five your workout buddy if you're working out with a buddy. And high five to you guys. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up and the likes, right? And leave us a comment. How did it go for you? Is there anything else you would like to see us cover? We will do our very best to do that for you.
Now you can use a pillow.
Now you get to use a pillow and have a little nap.
All
All right, guys, take care. Stay strong. Until next time, we're here for you, Jill and Eric.
right, till next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.